Hello creeps, JJ Horror's Fiction here, and I bring you another story. My name is Brian. I live in Texas, about 50 miles or so from the nearest town. I own a little 40-acre ranch that I bought when I moved down here, and so far it's been treating me pretty good, till last night. I got done making dinner and cleaning the kitchen up, etc. Everything was going on normal, until I went to take the trash out. Right away when I opened the door, I noticed the atmosphere changed. When I opened that door, I saw nothing usually. There's a herd of deer in the distance, a couple of rabbits in the grass, maybe even some wild boars. But I saw absolutely nothing on top of that. Everything was silent. Not even the crickets were chirping. I thought it was a little off-putting, so I went around the house to check on the deer feeder, which is always swarming with deer. Nothing. I shrugged it off like an idiot that I am and went back inside. I turned on Netflix and watched this shitty movie that probably had a budget of $400. Internet is usually pretty slow out here, but this time it was so bad I couldn't even finish the movie. So I picked up the remote to turn it off and called it a night. About not even half an hour after I got in bed and the motion light came on in the back. This isn't a rare occurrence at all because, like I said before, they're everywhere out there. But this time it wouldn't go off. It stayed on for so long that light was keeping me up. Got up with it turning off, and this is where it gets fucked up. This thing, I couldn't tell if it was human or not, was crawling around in my fucking backyard. The best way I could describe its movements was like a full-grown man during a bear crawl. But again, I wasn't sure if this was a man at all. It freaked me the hell out. Sprinted to the back room, racked the AR, and was prepared to unload on this thing. That was on my property, but when I went back to the window, it was gone. Nothing. I looked around with the flashlight through the window, but it was like it had vanished out of fucking thin air. I had no idea what to think of it, and I was scared as hell, so I did the dumbest thing possible in the attempt to scare her or him or whatever. I went outside, took a couple of steps on the front porch, stuck the muzzle of the gun in the air, and fired 2 or 3 shots. Of course it was loud as hell, but that was the point. I wanted to scare this thing and let it know I wasn't one to be fucked with. I did just the opposite. As I walked back and closed the door, I went and put the AR back, feeling a little better, and went to take a piss. And I'm standing there, I look out my window, and there it was, staring right at me, 2 or 3 feet from my window. I froze. I couldn't decide whether to run or zip up or grab my AR or all 3. I just stood there looking at it, knowing that the only thing separating me from it was a cheap single-pane glass window. As I stood there a little longer, dick still in my hand, I realized the true size of this thing. It was like 6'10" and built like a brick shithouse. Its skin was all jet black and I couldn't tell if it had a face or not. Finally, I slowed back away from it and closed the bathroom door behind me. I didn't sleep at all that night. All I did was wonder when this thing was going to break through the door and if a full mag of my .22 was power enough to stop it. But I never did. Around 7 a.m. the next morning, I found myself on the floor, passed out. AR still in my hands, with safety on. It was grateful to be alive. I realized that I was starving, so I made all the eggs I had left and used up the rest of the batter to make pancakes. All washed down with the Budweiser. I know having a beer that early is bad, but I had a tough night, so I just said fuck it. I got up and went outside to look for anything suspicious. I didn't see anything too out of the ordinary. I went to the local PD to tell what happened. All I said was there was a man on my property last night because I knew nobody would believe me if I told the truth. They told me they would have a detective look around the place tomorrow. So with that, I went home. I think it was around 3 o'clock when I arrived back at my house. When I got out of my truck, I noticed something right away. The smell of rotten flesh. I knew that smell because around here, we had animals die all the time. And I'd constantly have to be taking decomposing carcasses to burn piles with the tractor. I followed the smell to where it was the strongest, and it turns out it was in the woods. I threw on my boots and went searching. The smell got stronger and stronger to the point of where I had to cover my nose with my shirt. I kept going through until I finally reached the source of the smell. The horrifying portrayed scene that I stumbled upon that day will leave me scared for the rest of my life. Ooh, creeps, that was a good story. This is a series, by the way, so I'll probably be finishing it shortly. So sleep tight. Don't let the monsters bite.